No majority leader of the United States Senate has ever had it worse than Mitch McConnell. Even the majority leaders of the Senate who had presidents of the opposing party, they were all treated with more dignity and respect and professionalism by the president of the opposing party than Mitch McConnell gets from Donald Trump. Normally, the working relationship between a majority leader and the president of the leader's own party is a highly cooperative partnership in which the majority leader has most of the power when it comes to legislation. Majority leaders have told presidents of their own party what is possible and what is not possible in the Senate, and those presidents did not try to defy them. Mitch McConnell has the distinction in history of being the first Senate majority leader attacked by a president of the United States on Twitter. 6 months into the Trump presidency, the president tweeted, "Can you believe that Mitch McConnell, who has screamed repeal and replace for 7 years, couldn't get it done?" 2 weeks later, the president tweeted, "The only problem I have with Mitch McConnell is that after hearing repeal and replace for 7 years, he failed. That should never have happened." Of course, that tweet was not true because that was not the only problem that Donald Trump had with Mitch McConnell. To be clear, no president has ever dared to publicly attack the majority leader of the Senate of his own party. Mitch McConnell has repeatedly thought that he has made a deal with President Trump, only to discover that the president's word meant nothing, that he changed his mind because of something he just saw on TV. That has never happened to any other majority leader, even with presidents of the opposite party. Mitch McConnell told President Trump not to shut down the government. Mitch McConnell then went public, saying there would not be a government shutdown.
I think a government shutdown is not a good option. That's my view. The American people don't like it. We've been down this path before, and I don't believe we'll go down this path again.
One finer point on this. Are you convinced that we will not shut down?
Yeah, I am.
Normally, when a Senate majority leader says that, you can take it to the bank. That's it. There won't be a shutdown. The majority leader says there won't be a shutdown. But Mitch McConnell's words mean nothing because Donald Trump humiliates him. Donald Trump humiliated Mitch McConnell and became the first president in history to shut down the government when both houses of Congress were controlled by his own party. Mitch McConnell knew that was going to end very badly for the Republicans and Donald Trump, and there was nothing that Mitch McConnell could do about it. There has never been a more powerless majority leader of the Senate than Mitch McConnell in his relationship with the president. Any Republican majority leader could have rammed through the judicial confirmations that Mitch McConnell has rammed through the Senate. That's the easy part of the job. Every other part of Mitch McConnell's job is made impossibly difficult or just plain impossible by the worst and most erratic president in history. Why? Why would Mitch McConnell want more of this, especially when Kentucky has no gratitude for the job that he's been doing in the Senate? Polling shows that Mitch McConnell has a 33% approval rating in Kentucky. That is a deadly approval rating for an incumbent senator. 61% of Kentucky voters say that Mitch McConnell has been there too long, and it's time for someone new. Mitch McConnell is already the longest-serving senator in Kentucky history. Kentucky is done with Mitch McConnell if Democrats can find the right candidate to run against him, like possibly Amy McGrath, who lost a close election for a Kentucky House seat last year.
In a fighter jet, it was never just about me. For every one of my 89 combat missions, there were hundreds of Marines who were part of the team. I'm Amy McGrath, and Congress doesn't think that way. Too many there refuse to work with the other side. They would rather block any good idea than let the other side get credit for anything. I approve this message because I'll never take orders from a party leader, but I will work with anyone if it means we can get something done.
Does Mitch McConnell want that fight? Does Mitch McConnell really want to spend the next year and a half fighting off a strong Democratic candidate in his own reelection campaign? while at the same time trying to get enough Republican senators reelected to the Senate to hold on to the majority. And then the best reward he can get, if he makes all of that happen, is another 4 years of utter humiliation from Donald Trump if the Republicans hold on to the presidency. Paul Ryan knew early in the Trump presidency that Donald Trump was going to drive the Republicans out of power in the House of Representatives. Paul Ryan knew long before he announced publicly that he was not going to run for re-election in his district. Paul Ryan did not take one step to run for re-election in his district. And by the time he announced he wasn't going to run, there was no surprise among any of the professionals in Washington, because Paul Ryan hadn't done a single thing to run for re-election. Donald Trump drove Paul Ryan out of office and lost the House of Representatives for the Republicans while he was at it. Will Donald Trump drive Mitch McConnell out of office and possibly lose the Senate for Republicans while he's at it? Or will Kentucky voters drive Mitch McConnell out of office if he decides to run again? Next year could be the last year of the humiliation of Mitch McConnell. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on the button below for more from The Last Word and the rest of MSNBC.